Welcome back to the Esthetician Coach podcast. Today's topic is frownies. You've seen them, the wrinkle patches that look like craft paper cutouts. You've seen celebs rave about them. Influencers on TikTok swear they're better than Botox, but do they actually work? So I'm going to be breaking that down for you today because I'm a result-driven esthetician. So what are frownies? So frownies are an adhesive paper patch that you stick on your face, usually overnight, to retrain the facial muscles and soften expression lines. And they've been around since 1889. It's not something new. So they've been around a while. They definitely have those vintage vibes for sure. And I only found out about them last year when I was exploring other alternatives and options to Botox. And I really do feel there is a movement happening right now for more natural alternatives to Botox and injectables. People are wanting something different, or at least to have the option to try something different, but still feel confident and beautiful in our skin. So that's important. Frownies are accessible and affordable, but just because something goes viral, it doesn't mean it actually works. So we're going to be breaking it down. So how do they actually work? What's really happening? Frownies work by physically holding the skin in place. So it prevents you from contracting the muscles underneath. So it's forming a cast on your forehead, basically, or you can use them around your eyes and your nasolabial folds, of course, too. But it's working to create that cast so you don't frown or you don't make those a frowning face or shift of those muscles over and over like we typically do at night, especially if we're stressed. So if you're someone who furrows your brows at night, like me, frownies can keep that movement from happening in your sleep. But it's not magic, it's just mechanics. Think of it like a night guard for your face. So you're not treating the wrinkle itself, but you're preventing those repetitive movements that create the deeper lines over time. And I've dealt with these expression lines since my 20s because I've had really strong expression lines in my forehead. My ones are just, I don't want to talk about it. they can rear their ugly head and be awful, but Frownies has helped with that. And Botox obviously does too. So do they replace Botox? Let me be clear. No patch is going to freeze a muscle the way Botox does. No cream is going to be Botox in a bottle. They say that all the time. And it's just, it doesn't exist. Botox in a bottle or Frownies replacing Botox is not happening. That's not how they work. Botox works by temporarily paralyzing that muscle and it stops the movement completely. So Frownies work while they're physically stuck to your skin. So the second you take them off and you raise your eyebrows, those lines can come back. Frownies can be a great option for people who are Botox curious, but not really ready yet to try Botox. They're great for holistic women and men who want natural muscle retraining. You want to stop that repetitiveness, especially at night. Clients doing their facial massage, gua sha, other lifting work, microcurrent, that they want to use that to complement that routine. And then, of course, clients that are already getting Botox, it's a great option to help prolong your Botox in between your appointments. So they're great when combined with good lifting routines. And that leads me to when Frownies actually work best. So Frownies actually work best when you use them as a part of a bigger holistic ritual. If you're just slapping them on your forehead with zero muscle awareness and zero hydration, zero fascia release, you're not going to get that glow up magic that you're wanting. You're not going to get those results that you want. But if you combine them with things like gua sha or facial cupping to release that tension, or microcurrent to lift and tone, scalp massage is great for releasing that upper face grip here. Breath work to reduce stress, which can also lead to that facial tension. That's when you're creating that combo that's going to rewire the brain, that face brain connection, and help to start making permanent, lasting changes. So, common mistakes to avoid when you're using Frownies: don't use them on dry skin. So, make sure you're still doing your facial routine. You want to do it about 15 minutes before you put those Frownies on. And also use a good face mist before you put your Frownies on. So you can spritz. A great face mist can help you prep the skin so it doesn't dry out or crease underneath because, again, those Frownies are forming that cast, so you don't want them to dry out or crease. And don't reuse the patches. Don't be cheap here. They lose their stick. They're not going to hold properly. Use new ones every night. They're really affordable, so you don't really have an excuse on this one. They're affordable option that's going to help you with your fine lines and wrinkles. Relax your face first. So if you stick them on while you're frowning or your brows are raised up, then you're freezing that wrinkle in place, and you don't want to do that. So make sure you're relaxing your face before you put your Frownies on. And don't expect a miracle overnight. Frownies are like facial yoga for your face, a gym workout. You've got to be consistent to see real results. This is going to be different for everybody depending on how strong your expression lines are. As I told you before, mine are super strong. So I've been using them every night since probably January when I started using them. And I use them nightly, and I really have seen a big difference. Normally, I would get Botox every 3 to 4 months. And at that 3 to 4 month mark, I could really tell. And it's not that I can't tell now, I can, but it helps, keep those wrinkles at bay. So I don't feel like they're so pronounced and they're so prominent. I don't mind a few wrinkles or to be able to use my forehead and have expression lines. That's fine with me. I just don't want them super strong, glaring me in the mirror or in my face. So I just wanted something to keep a little bit of the tension out and tension away and just help relax those facial lines a little bit to help me feel more confident. So the final verdict, do they actually work? Yes. With the right approach, they absolutely 100% work. Frownies are a solid, affordable tool in that holistic toolkit. So they're not a Botox replacement, but they can soften the lines. They can retrain your expressions, stop you from making those movements over and over, and support long-term facial rejuvenation. And that's why when I say retrain your expression lines, so it's helping to retrain those muscles. And that's going to take time. That's not going to work. That's not typically going to happen in a week or a month. And that's why it's taken me a little bit longer, because I have to retrain those facial muscles. And if you're curious to try them out, I'm going to link my favorite set in the show notes. And I do use an affiliate link because this is how I'm supporting my podcast, guys. So feel free to help me out here so I can keep showing up for you guys. But if you're looking for how to combine Frownies with gua sha, microcurrent, and all of those facelifting rituals and tools, go follow me at Skin Soul Rituals. It's an account I just started. I'll put the link below. I'm releasing a facial toolkit soon, so you don't want to miss that. And really just sharing my holistic beauty journey with you. I'm 46, and this year I've made it a point to be really intentional about my beauty and personal routine, what I'm putting on my skin, what I'm putting in my body. And that's just my journey. So if you want to follow along, I would love to have you in that community and share my tips and tricks with you. If this episode gave you a little insight or a new obsession, hit that follow button, leave me a review, and share it with your favorite people. I would really appreciate it. And until next time, keep glowing, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next episode.